everybody, it's Julie. Thanks for coming today. We are going to be creating an adorable clay avocado together today. We're going to be going step by step through the instructions. And if you have any questions, of course, you can ask whoever is helping you today. All right, so we're all going to be starting with a piece of clay that's around the size of a lemon or a lime, okay? And you're going to want to take your clay and get it into a circle, kind of, as close as you can to a circle shape. Okay, something like this. All right, and we're going to take this and we're going to put it down onto our mat. Now, what we're going to be doing today is making a flat piece of clay, and then using this template that you cut out earlier, we're going to be tracing out the shape of our avocado. So we want to take this round piece of clay and make it into a flat piece of clay. So everybody's going to say 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to give our clay a little bit of a pound, okay? Now, it's kind of flat. It's not totally flat, but we don't want it to get too thin. So I'm going to go ahead and flip my clay over. I'm going to stand up, and then using this big part of my hand, I'm going to continue to press my clay down until it's about the thickness of an Oreo cookie, okay? Not a double stuffed Oreo, not that weird thin Oreo, just a regular Oreo cookie. And we want to make it big enough so that our template can fit on here. So if you start to press it out and you're not sure if your template's going to fit, just stick your template on there and kind of give it a check and see. But this looks pretty good. Okay, this part that's currently facing up, the part that you see, this is going to be the back of our avocado. So what we want to do right now, somewhere in the middle, is write our name. We're going to use this toothpick, and we want to be careful that we don't press all the way through. We don't want to be able to see our name on the other side. So we're just going to gently scratch our name in. Make sure it's nice and clear so that we can read it, so that you can get your project back after it comes out of the kiln. Okay, now we want to flip this over, right? We said this was the back. So you're going to peel it off and flip it over. Now this side's kind of messy, and that's fine. You're going to use your fingers and a little bit of water, and you're just going to smooth out this side, okay? Putting a little bit of water on there just softens the clay. It's going to be like an eraser. Watch, your finger's just going to go, and all those marks will be gone. If it's super bumpy, you can always take your dowel and roll it out just a little bit just to get any of the bumps out. But it doesn't have to be perfect. Don't go crazy. That looks good to me. All right. So it's time to cut out our template shape. You're just going to lay this down right onto your clay, and you're going to take your toothpick and you're going to hold it perpendicular to your clay. Perpendicular, vocab words, nice and easy. Perpendicular means at a 90-degree angle or straight up and down. So we want to make sure that when we're cutting out our template that we're holding our toothpick straight up and down in our clay. All right, so I'm just going to start right down here on the bottom, and I'm going to start to move my toothpick around my template. Working my way around. It doesn't have to be perfect. Don't worry if it's not like exactly where your template was. You can always shape it up a little bit. All this extra clay that's around the outside, we're going to pull off. I'm going to put to the side for now, and then we're going to peel off our template. Now, a little bit of water on one finger, and we're going to go around and smooth out the edges where we just cut, okay, so that they look nice and clean. We don't want to try to get rid of the rough edges if we can. Okay, we want our finished clay to be nice and smooth. All right. Looking good. All right, so this is that scrap that I cut off the outside. You're gonna take this and you're gonna squeeze it and squeeze it and squeeze it and squeeze it and make it into a new ball, okay? We wanna make sure that we get all the air out of here. So we really wanna press this ball and make it nice and tight, okay? It should be about the size of a golf ball. So if yours is a little too big, you can always pinch some clay off of here so that it's a little bit smaller. All right. Now, That looks pretty good. Did you see how I'm making this ball? Look at how open my hands are, okay? So I don't have my hands small like this. I have my hands all the way wide open as I can get them. And this round part of my hand, this is what's gonna make my clay look round. So you're just rolling it in that nice round part of your hand, trying to get your clay ball to be as smooth and round as you can. So this is gonna be the pit of our avocado, right? This part that goes in the tummy. If we were to just attach this ball right to our base, this is definitely thicker than an Oreo cookie. And the problem is that this could potentially in the kiln cause a problem, right? Because it's just too thick. It's never gonna really get dry on the inside. And that moisture that gets trapped inside is gonna wanna escape when it goes in the kiln. So we're gonna make a pinch pot. It's very easy. We have our ball of clay. You're gonna take your thumb and you're gonna stick it into the middle of your clay, okay? So I made like a thumbprint in there. Can everybody see that? Just my thumb, I just stuck it in there. Now we're gonna use our hand like this. It's gonna be like a quack, 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 like a duck, okay? And we're gonna put our thumb back in that hole and we're gonna quack like a duck all around the outside edge of the clay. So I have my thumb in the hole and I'm squeezing, quack like a duck, and going around the edge, okay? So I'm pushing the clay in and towards me, and I'm trying to make this look like a bowl, like a round bowl shape, okay? And we want this to be as thick as an Oreo cookie too. So kind of look at the edge and say, do I have to squeeze it more? Or is it looking delicious like an Oreo? If your clay is dry, right? Because now we've been touching it a lot. We squeezed it, we moved it. Mine is starting to look pretty dry. All you have to do is add a little bit of water and you can go right through and you're gonna be able to smooth out all of those cracks that we are seeing, okay? So don't be afraid to add a little water. We don't wanna add a lot of water. We can always add more. So just a little bit at a time until you feel like it's nice and smooth. All right, so I'm just smoothing out my pinch pot. It'll be easier to smooth it out before we attach it. So that's why I'm doing it now before we put it on there as the pit. All right, it's looking cute. So this is gonna be attached to his tummy like this. Anytime we're putting two pieces of clay together, anytime we're sticking two pieces of clay together, if we were to just kind of put it on there like this and then put it in the kiln, chances are when we took it out, these two pieces wouldn't be attached together. So it's important that we glue our clay pieces together. Anytime we're putting two pieces of clay together today, we're gonna be gluing them with a very special tool. It's very, very special. It is a toothbrush. All right, so this isn't a brush your teeth toothbrush. Well, it is, but we're not gonna brush our teeth with this toothbrush. This is just for clay for today. So what we're gonna do is take our clay toothbrush and we're gonna rub it around the edge of this bowl that we just made, okay? And you're gonna see it's gonna start to get kind of slimy and slippery and scratchy. We like all of those things. And then we're gonna do the same thing on our avocado where we're gonna attach our bowl, right? So I'm just have a little bit of water on there and I'm just rubbing this around and you're gonna see it gets all squishy and slimy and perfect, okay. Now we're gonna press our pit on there and we're gonna wiggle and press. So I'm turning it and I'm pressing down at the same time. Wiggle, wiggle, press. Wiggle, wiggle, press. You're gonna take your finger and a little bit of water and you're gonna smooth out the two spots where we just put our two pieces together, okay? Now it should kind of look like it's one piece of clay, right? So if we did it right, you shouldn't really see any space between this pinch pot that we made and then the clay flat part of the avocado. We have one more step to do before we start to decorate our project, and this is what it is. What we just did is kind of trapped some air underneath this dome, right? Because we had our flat piece of clay and then we put our dome, this pinch pot, and we put it on top, and now there's air trapped in there. We want to give it some space to get out. So you're going to carefully pick up your project, okay? It shouldn't be super fragile. And you're gonna flip it over in your hand, right? So this is the pinch pot part. I just put my hand on there and I flipped it over. And now we want to make a hole right where this pinch pot is so that the air that's inside there can get out. So I just took my toothpick, and I made a little circle, and I'm just gonna pop this piece of clay out, okay? Doesn't have to be neat. This is the back, no one's ever gonna see it, but we wanna make a hole here so that that air has a place to escape. If you're not sure where your pinch pot is or you're having trouble with this step, just ask for help from a grown-up, okay? All right, so I hope you can see that. I just made a hole there. This is all the way to where the inside of my pinch pot is. And that's it. So the base of our project is done. And now we get to do the fun part. We get to decorate, okay? So you can give your avocado whatever kind of personality you want. The first thing that I'm gonna do is make a little bit of a border on here so that I can make the outside color of the avocado and the inside color, right? So later when I paint it, I'm gonna have kind of a dark green and a light green. So I'm gently taking my toothpick. I'm not carving all the way through. I'm just making this line that sort of runs around the outside edge of my project. All right, sometimes I take it out and I just wipe the clay off if it starts to get too thick. Cool, perfect. Now, if there's any places where, where the clay started to sort of get crumbly, you can always go back with your toothpick and just pick it out. The other thing you can do if it's not really smooth is go back with just a little bit of water and smooth it out. Sometimes if you do that, you do have to go back with your toothpick again to fix it, but it's worth it. Make it look so cute and smooth. All right. The next thing that I'm gonna do is eyes. I saw a really cute one where somebody gave it sunglasses. I think that's a really fun idea. I'm just gonna give it like a sleepy eye, just a little half circle, and maybe some eyelashes. But if you wanna do sunglasses, you can either carve them in, or you could also make them out of an extra piece of clay and attach them. I think that it was really cute. So either one, whatever feels good to you. I'm just adding eyelashes to mine, and I'm gonna give a little smiley face down here. And then, like I said, any other accessories that you wanna add, I'm gonna put a little flower on mine, like a little, give her like a little flower in her hair. So I'm gonna use this cute mold, okay? It's really easy to use. You're just gonna make a little ball with your clay. I better make a small one. Let's see. I'm gonna I'll make this one. So I just made a little ball and I'm just gonna press it down with my finger like this. And then from the other side, kind of just push it back out. And you'll see it's not perfect, but you can take your tool, you can take your toothpick, and you're just gonna trim it off any parts that you don't want. And then you can always touch it up a little bit with your fingers, make it nice and smooth. And then to attach our two pieces together, we're always using our clay glue, right? So I'm just gonna tap this part with my toothbrush. I'm gonna give a little tap over here, and then I'll stick my flower on there. Easy peasy. Okay, I'm gonna tip it up a little bit so you guys can see them. So cute. If you have extra clay and you wanna make a second one or you wanna make something else, that's totally fine. Otherwise, we're gonna put this guy to the side and let him dry a little bit before it's time to paint him. All right, you guys, I hope you had the best time. So fun making clay art with you, and we'll see you soon.